that treats exhaustion as a default setting. We are fueled by the adrenaline of constant achievement, moving at a compounding speed that rarely accounts for a destination. We are taught to chase the next algorithm of happiness, the next milestone, the next possession, the next dopamine hit, under the promise that satisfaction lives just on the other side of the next goal. This creates a perpetual forward lean. Our minds end up living 5 years into the future, obsessing over a version of life that hasn't happened yet. In this mental time travel, the present day is treated as a hurdle. The ordinary moments that actually make up a life are ignored because they don't feel like progress. We attempt to achieve a state of rest by working harder. But the harder we strive to manufacture peace through external success, the further we drift from the internal stillness we're looking for. This leads to a persistent illusion, the idea that peace is a prize we can secure once we fix our current problems or finally master our schedules. This diagram shows the loop of the fix, fight, or flee mentality. Resolving one external variable simply triggers a new demand for control. As a result, anxiety levels rise in direct proportion to the effort we expend trying to lock down future outcomes. Our obsession with managing tomorrow is the exact mechanism that prevents us from experiencing the stability available to us right now. When we talk about acceptance, we often hit a psychological wall. We fear that accepting our current reality is synonymous with giving up on our dreams. We've been conditioned to see contentment as a form of passivity, an emotional bunker where people hide when they've stopped caring or started settling for less. But real contentment is a quiet rebellion. It is the courageous decision to stay fully engaged with a world that is loud, restless, and demanding, without letting its pace dictate your worth. This is alignment rather than apathy. You continue to work, pray, and show up, but you detach your identity from the results. You refuse to let your value be measured by your metrics. Acceptance doesn't mean pretending life doesn't hurt. It means facing your reality and choosing a response other than panic or shame. Moving toward peace requires us to dismantle the belief that we need to be in charge of the universe. We have to trade the illusion of control for the reality of presence. We practice receiving what is. This is the act of opening our hands to the unvarnished reality of our lives, rather than constantly trying to rearrange circumstances to fit a specific plan. It is the paradox of holding hope for what's next while remaining at peace with what is currently messy and unfinished. This internal work is like the root system seen here. Contentment is an interior foundation. The deeper these roots grow, the less you are swayed by the external storms of success or failure. When we release our grip on an idealized future, we finally have the capacity to breathe. We find stability by standing firm in the tension of the present. Contentment is not a fleeting mood. It is a learned behavior rooted in neuroplasticity. This is the brain's physical ability to change its structure and function in response to our deliberate experiences. We build this skill by practicing presence. This involves the deep work of noticing, finding the sacred in a simple conversation or the way sunlight hits a window. The shift continues through gratitude. By acknowledging what we currently have, we retrain the brain to focus on abundance instead of constant lack. Intentionally slowing down is equally vital. We must create peace pauses throughout the day, physically pulling the mind out of its frantic, achievement-oriented lane and back into the current moment. These are not passive philosophical ideas. They are physical actions that turn contentment into a practical, daily rebellion against a restless world. As we rewire these pathways, we discover our limits and wounds are not barriers to a meaningful life. They are part of the transformation. We realize that the treasure we were chasing in the future has been buried in our own backyard all along. There is no requirement to wait for a perfect version of tomorrow before you are allowed to live a full life today. True contentment begins the moment you look at your unvarnished reality and your own unpolished self, and realize that both this moment and you are enough.